Yesterday, a Palestinian teenager was released from prison after being convicted of harassing and slapping IDF soldiers near her home village in the occupied West Bank. Ahed Tamimi served an 8-month sentence following her plea of guilty for an incident that was infamously captured on tape. Whether Israel likes it or not, young Tamimi is now the de facto new face of the Palestinian resistance, and ILTV's Brett Allen-Smith is here with more.
Hi, thanks, Aaron. So Tamimi's only been out of prison for about 24 hours, but she's already become one of the most recognized faces in Palestinian society. And that's not really a surprise, of course, given how huge that media coverage was back when she was arrested. And that video footage that you're talking about kind of reignited that entire debate, both in Israeli society and then in the international community, about Israeli conduct overall in the occupied territories. So it's...
Right. So, okay, so then here's where things get gray for me, at least. You know, I've said this before, but Tamimi comes from a family that has consistently caused disruption and pledged resistance against practically everything to do with Israel. You know, the family has often been accused of manipulating the media for their own political agenda. They've openly supported the Sbarro pizzeria bombing from 2001, which was actually perpetrated by Ahed's own cousin, Ahed Tamimi. And Ahed herself was even awarded for her courage against the occupation a few years ago by then Turkish Prime Minister Erdogan. You know, they practically invented the term Bollywood, or at least that's what many people thought when, you know, this latest video footage first went viral. They said it was Tamimi just trying to elicit a soldier into attacking her on camera as propaganda against Israel. Yeah,
that's valid criticism. I mean, that family is even proud of that criticism. But, you know, I would say that Tamimi, in her own words, both then and now, she would say that the only reason that she confronts soldiers at all is because they're there in the first place. You know, Tamimi's village is in a particularly complicated area of the West Bank, where IDF security measures, you know, guns, checkpoints, midnight security raids, etc., they're a daily part of regular life for Palestinians. And that's what here's what she said at a press conference after her release yesterday. Take a look.
أنا بقدرش أتوقع للمستقبل بالإضافة إنه بقدرش أتعمق بالحكي كتير لأنه علي وقف تنفيذ بس بحكي إنه أنا بقدرش أتوقع للمستقبل الاحتلال يعني يمكن بكرة فلسطين تكون متحررة فأنا بعرف شو راح يصير بالمستقبل بالنهاية ومش راح أقدر أقرر شو راح يصير بالمستقبل بتمنى إنه يعني يكون الاحتلال رايح عشان ما أقدرش أعمل يعني ما أفكرش حتى أعمل هيك شغلات.
So look, maybe IDF occupational precautions are necessary evils there. I mean, there's definitely an argument to be made there, for sure. That's a separate argument. But I think by now we are seeing the effects of those measures on regular Palestinians. I mean, if you were looking at guns in your face 24/7, that would have an impact on you. And Israel has only doubled down on that policy as time goes on. I mean, Tamimi has just served in prison for slapping soldiers for 8 months, and that's roughly the same amount of time that Elul Azaria served for manslaughter. Azaria is, of course, the former IDF soldier who was caught on camera delivering a fatal headshot to a neutralized, unarmed Palestinian terrorist in Hebron while he was lying on the ground. So that same system that repeatedly reduced Azaria's sentence and turned him into something of a national hero for many Israelis has also turned Tamimi into a national hero for many Palestinians. And that's why we see her now meeting with President Abbas, you know, visiting Arafat's grave. That's kind of how we always see this game play out, you know?
All right, well, in another related case yesterday, 2 Italian artists were apparently arrested for spray painting a graffiti mural of Tamimi's face on the separation barrier in the city of Bethlehem. These were 2 Italian nationals here on tourist visas, not connected to any NGOs or Palestinian groups that we're aware of.
Yes, so actually there is an update on that as well. So those artists have just been banned from Israel for 10 years because they were painting that mural. And I'm not sure if I've ever heard of an incident quite like that, where a work of graffiti can ban you from a country, not in a Western country anyway. I mean, the mural didn't have any rallies for violence, didn't have any words at all, in fact. It was literally just a picture of her face. I mean, Israel obviously considers this painting to be something of a very serious security threat. But again, by doing this, the state may just be playing into Tamimi's power, into her own legacy, let's say, as this symbol of authority and resistance. So whether you disagree or agree with either her or Israel's agendas, their politics, their practices, that's something else entirely. I'm not backing anyone here, but from the outside, I'm just looking at more or less how this cycle seems to work again and again and kind of, you know, go back and forth.
All right, well, Tamimi is out and about again, so I guess we'll see firsthand very soon how this all plays out. Thanks for your report, Brett.
Of course.